Welcome to the Just Jim Radio Show. I am so grateful to be able to be here today. This beautiful day in paradise, enjoying life as I know it. Hope you are too. We're here on this radio show to offer you information, inspiration, encouragement, some ideas, some concepts that give you an opportunity to look at life, look at yourself, look at the way things are, and maybe see them a little different. Maybe have a little more fun. Maybe enjoy a little more fulfillment in life. It's going to be different for each of us. I'm here as Just Jim, bringing the inspirational and yet the practical to how we can live. I've been doing that for over 40 years, sharing my experience, strength, and hope, and helping people through counseling, through teaching, through speaking, through so many different ways to find their truth, their path. Here on the show, we have interviews, we have discussions, conversations. Today we'll be, as it's that time of year, talking about Thanksgiving. We're talking about the gratitude of giving. A little bit of a twist on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a wonderful time of year because I love to eat, so our house is filled with all kinds of wonderful food, something we can all be grateful for. And yet, Thanksgiving can be so much more. It can really be a chance for us to see ourselves in life differently. And it shouldn't be something that only happens once a year. Obviously, we say that about Christmas and about other things too, but gratitude is really powerful, and giving even more. We have the opportunity to look at this point in time of what we're grateful for, and you've heard that. Make a gratitude list, stop and think about what you have rather than what you don't. It sounds like something simple, and yet it is so very powerful and profound. In fact, it's a really wonderful and great place to start. Not just what you have, but who you are. And again, as always, if you are facing a challenge or a difficulty for yourself or someone you love, or something that's going on that's challenging for you right now, know that I care, we send our blessings and energy to you to support you in whatever way we can. And so it's good to look at what we have, whatever it might be, and even more important to look at who we are. What we have will come and go. Even who we are will change. But who we are in this moment is our truth. A moment of truth. A moment of you. So I encourage you, just as we're about to start this conversation, let's just stop and say, I am Just Jim. I am me. And even if it's challenging, or if it's not, that you're okay, that you're perfect, that you're just the way you are. And it's important not only to have gratitude for ourselves and who we are, for our lives and for one another, and gosh, the resources and bounty and abundance of our world. We have so much going on in it. And it gives us a chance to be in a place as individuals that we are a gift. Not what we give, but who and how we are. Khalil Gibran says, truth is a deep kindness that teaches us to be content in our everyday life and share with the people in it that same happiness. Of course, there's the whole question to give or not to give. I know that's not the original statement. Shouldn't it be the question to be grateful or not to be grateful? And which comes first? The giving or the gratitude? You see, gratitude invokes freedom. Freedom is an expansion of who you already are. That means that as you are grateful, you become more than what you were, because you're letting go and saying how much you appreciate who you are and how you are. It invokes joy. When you are grateful for what you have and who you are and how it is, you arrive and you're able to be in a joyful freedom that has a higher vibration. So gratitude can create a shift inside of you that naturally, automatically, and effortlessly has you have more to give. Because we're not talking about what you've got. I'm not talking about, let's talk about that for a minute. I was going to say, I'm not talking about when you're driving down the street and you get to the stoplight and there's somebody there with a cardboard sign either saying homeless or hungry or looking for work or anything will help. What do you do in those situations? How do you feel? What's going on with you? Every time, no matter what, without a judgment upon them, I'm always grateful. Because I'm not sitting on the side of the road, whatever the circumstances, whatever the situation, with a sign asking for money. No matter what's going on and why they're doing it, it doesn't matter. And then, what do? Where do you come from? Then you turn and you do make a judgment. On some level, you do look at the situation and say, yes, no. And then if you do say no, why? And if you do say yes, why? Why would you give? Well, for me, it's not about giving because of them. It's not. Because I cannot know why they're standing on the side of that road with a cardboard sign, or know what they're going to do with it if I give it to them. So it isn't about me giving for them. It's about me having this place of knowing what I have and who I am, and this gratitude for my life and what's in it, and choosing then to give as a vehicle that allows for me to be more, not because of what I'm giving, but because I am giving. This is the gratitude of giving. My father was one of those kind of people that, God bless him, I love him, always have, always will. He was a bit of a strong-willed man and had a certain way of seeing things. Sometimes he was a bit tough on the exterior and kept to himself a bit. I feel all of that with him, or most of it, since then, and I'm grateful for that. And he was the kind of man that would give you the shirt off his back even if he needed it more than you did. I'd seen him do it many, many, many times. And frequently, it would surprise me and it wouldn't, because it was his character. It was part of who he was. And he wasn't giving to get. It was part of who he was. My wife and I use gratitude in our relationship, not just being thankful for each other or what we give each other. We're really grateful for who each other is. When I am grateful for who my wife is, I can see her and experience her more fully and more deeply. We create using gratitude. When we stop and recognize what we have, we get excited, open, present, to not only enjoy what we have, to create even more. It's like that vibration raises, and then it's like, isn't life good? And then because of that, when we put our intentions out, they're filled with that energy because we're grateful, and they manifest more easily. It's pretty amazing. And my wife's, I think, better at it than I am. I have a tendency to to think a little more than she does. She just lives from her heart, and it's an amazing thing to not only watch but have the opportunity to be able to be a part of. Wonderful, wonderful example of how to live your life the way my wife is, Jacqueline. And giving has a purpose that isn't as obvious. The cycle of giving makes more room for more to come in. Two examples. I'm sorry, that was a personal joke, obviously. We watch my wife. I think it's a veterans organization that calls, every few months, not all the time. And I watch her go into closets in the house. My son's closet. She'll sometimes get. My daughter doesn't live with us, but she'll even get things from my daughter. She'll definitely go into our closet, and she comes out with a garbage bag full of stuff from our closets. And I sometimes wonder where that comes from. I haven't reached in to try to find something, and it's not there yet. I suppose maybe because I'm getting older and not remembering as much. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit carried away with this. When she goes in and clears out, there's more room, literally, practically, for something else. There's the garage. I don't know what your garage looks like. We have shelves, and they're supposed to be organized, and everything's supposed to have its place. And there always seems to be something we could definitely get rid of in there. And when we do, guess what's in there? More room for something else. They say, as you give, you receive. The cycles of life are not one-sided. They're a circle that continues, always. So as you are offering out from you who you are, what you have, whatever it might be, being of service, whatever it might be, you're increasing the momentum of this cycle of life. Many of us are even more comfortable giving than receiving, and yet, by giving, it perpetuates an opening for you to be able to receive. It stimulates gratitude, which makes the cycle move faster or the wheel move further. Deepak Chopra says, gratitude opens the door to power, the wisdom, the creativity of the universe. You open the door through gratitude. When you have gratitude, you release limitations and boundaries. You sort of spread your wings and soar a little higher than you were. You see things differently. You experience things differently. You're able to create more easily, like I said we were doing, my wife and I. A river never ceases to flow. It has a source, it has a destination. It seems like it's a never-ending flow of power, of obviously the waters of it in the bed that it carves out of the earth as it does, its tributaries that go in all different directions. The river of life is the same. We are the river of life. We are either in a kayak with paddles trying to negotiate our way, either in the turbulence of the rapids or the eddies